students, welcome to Shruti Academy. So let us start with the chapter number 7 of class 12 CBSE NCERT. The chapter name is integrals. So the calculus part is divided into two major sections, two major topics to be covered and to be studied in detail. So the first is the differentiation and other is the integration. Differentiation are already familiar with all the students. Now we are here with the integration part. Okay, so let us start with the introductory class today. Okay, so the derivative, I have written a derivative over here. It is actually derivative. Integration is reverse process of derivative. So if we integrate the derivative of any function, then we will get the function itself. Okay, if we integrate the derivative of any function f of x, then we will get the function itself. Okay, so here we have to study about the integration. So there are various formulas which I have written over here. We will go through them also because it is an introductory class today. So let us understand what is integration. Okay, so if I have taken the derivative 3x square, that means my function is definitely x cube. My function is x cube. Okay, so if I do f dash x, then I will be getting over here 3x square. Okay, again if I take the function, somebody says that let us add a constant in it like 5. If the geometrical line is represented by x cube by 5, then again the f dash x is equal to 3x square. Differentiation is actually the slope, tangent of the slope. It denotes the tangent of the slope. Okay, so if I add anything, if the line equation is somewhat taken 100, then also I will be getting f dash x is equal to 3x square. So y is equal to, if I add some fraction also, then also I will be getting f dash x is equal to 3x square. So in each case my derivative is same. So I can easily say y, if I do the differentiation of x cube plus c, any constant, then I will be getting f dash x to be equal to 3x square. Okay, so that means any constant if I add over here, it will not make any difference. It will not make any difference. And because they both are reverse of each other, when I am integrating the differentiation of something, I am getting my function. So we can here see now clearly, if I integrate 3x square, then I will be getting over here, according to the formula, I will be getting over here 3x to the power 2 plus 1 n plus 1 upon 2 plus 1. So that would be equal to 3x cube upon 3. 3 gets cancelled. But a constant has to be added over here because every time whatever was the equation, I was getting 3x square only. So when I integrate 3x square, some constant has to be added because I don't know that whether the function was originally only x cube or x cube plus 5 or x cube plus 100 or x cube plus some fraction 5 by 8, suppose I have taken over here. I don't know what was my function, so I was not knowing it. So whenever I did my differentiation, I was getting 3x square only. But when I integrate 3x square, I will be getting over here x cube value. That is fine. but the constant part I don't know whether it was originally in the function or not. So in order to that compensate it, I had to add one constant, and that constant is given by c over here. So my answer will be x cube plus c. My answer will be x cube plus c. Okay. So this is the main concept of integration. This is the main concept of integration. So integration and differentiation are just reverse of each other, or just they cancel out each other. If we take integration and differentiation, both of a same function, they cancel out and we get the function itself. Okay, and we get the function itself. Now there are two types of integrals. One is the indefinite and one is the definite. So this type of integration is indefinite because we don't know the constant value. The constant differs in every case, every equation it differs. We don't know. So this forms indefinite integral. Okay. This forms the indefinite integral. So we are getting over here x cube plus c. Okay. So let us now see what are the symbols. The integration symbol I have already drawn over here. This is the symbol for the integration, and if we write like this, fx is equal to x, then integration fx is equal to some value which I am denoting here with x, capital X, plus c. Okay. So it means that we are integrating the function fx with respect to x. Yes, dx also will come over here. With respect to x. We are integrating it with respect to x. And since we don't know that what is the integration constant, so we are just placing some symbol over here, some variable over here, which is capital C. So such type of integrals are known as indefinite integrals. Indefinite. Okay, and this fx which is being integrated, this is known as integrand. This is known as integrand. This is known as integrand. We have to integrate this, so it is known as integrand. Okay. So now, so there are two basic main applications of integration. One is the main application where the derivative is given to us. We integrate it and we get the function. This is the first application, and this can be also done with the help of indefinite integrals. But the second application is the area of bounded regions. In order to find out the area of the bounded regions. Okay. So if we integrate it with some, I'm writing over here, if we integrate it with some limits like x1 and x2, bounded in the limits x1 and x2 and dx, so this type of integration will be definite integration. This type of integration will be definite integration. Why it will be definite? Because it is bounded in between two regions. Okay, it can also be a function of y, and the limits can be y1 and y2. Okay, like I am drawing over here there is some curve over here. Let us say this is some curve. Now we are integrating x1 and x2. So this is bounded. In order to find out the areas of the bounded region, this is the major application of integration, of the definite integration, and rather it is one of the chapters, later chapters of your syllabus. Okay, so for that we use the definite integration. So these are all the basic concepts, basic introductory concepts. Now let us just go through the formulas that has to be used, and let us compare it with the differentiation formulas. Okay, so I have written all over here. So we already know that x to the power n, when we differentiate it, we will be getting nx to the power n minus 1, and if we differentiate it x to the power n plus 1 upon n plus 1. So we will be getting x to the power n. Similarly, if we integrate x to the power n, so we will be getting x to the power n plus 1 upon n plus 1 plus c. Plus c is added because it is a integral constant. It is a integral constant. It is integral constant, name as it is named as integral constant. Okay, so sin x differentiation is cos x, integration of cos x is sin x plus c. Then cos x differentiation is minus sin x, integration of sin x dx is minus cos x plus c. C is always added. Okay, differentiation of tan x is sec square x, integration is tan x plus c. Then differentiation of cot x is minus cos x square x, integration of cos x square x dx is equal to minus cot x plus c. Then differentiation of sec x is sec x tan x, and integration of sec x tan x is sec x plus c. Then differentiation of cosec x is minus cosec x cot x, cosec x cot x, integration with respect to dx is minus cos x plus c. Okay, then these are the inverse functions. Sin inverse x differentiation with respect to x is 1 upon under root 1 minus x square. Similarly, if we integrate 1 upon under root 1 minus x square dx, we will be getting sin inverse x plus c. Then minus cos inverse x, if we differentiate it, we will be getting 1 upon under root 1 minus x square. And if we integrate again this with respect to x dx, and if we want to answer in terms of cos inverse x, so it will be minus cos inverse x plus c. So integration of 1 upon under root 1 minus x square dx is equal to minus cos inverse x plus c. Okay, then differentiation of tan inverse x is equal to 1 upon 1 plus x square. If I integrate 1 upon 1 plus x square dx, I will be getting tan inverse x plus c. If the answer I need to be in the terms of cot, then it will come a negative sign. It will be minus cot inverse x plus c, because the differentiation of cot inverse x is equal to 1 upon 1 plus x square. Similarly, over here, sec inverse x differentiation is 1 upon x under root x square minus 1, and over here dx upon x under root x square minus 1 will be equal to sec inverse x plus c. Then integration of 1 upon x under root x square minus 1 in terms of cosec x will give me a negative sign over here. It will be minus cosec inverse x plus c. So minus cosec inverse x differentiation is 1 upon x under root x square minus 1. So differentiation of e to the power x is always e to the power x. It is same, and integration is also same, but with the constant will be added over here. That will be the integral constant. Then differentiation of log x will be 1 upon x. Integration of 1 upon x dx will be log x plus c. Okay, d over dx to the power a to the power x upon log x will be equal to a to the power x, where a is any of the constant like 2 to the power x, or some constant to the power x other than x. Okay, so it will be integration of a to the power x dx will be a to the power x upon log a plus c. So these are all the formulas that are to be used in the exercise. So in the next session we will be starting with the exercise, and we will be dealing some of the tricks which are to be used in the solving integration problems. Okay, so thank you. So please subscribe my channel, please share my videos, and if you have any doubt you can ask me in the comment section. Thank you.